Hello guys, so welcome back. We are here and we're just going to quickly really get this done over, get this over with really quickly because we want to talk about a breakout that we're just seeing. So there's a couple different potential. Either we're going to see a nice little bounce or we're going to see a bit of a pullback, but we're only going to know once we have a test. So we're going to get into that in a second. Firstly, let's ask JJ. AJ. JJ, maybe I'm going to call you that from now on. Let's ask him how he's doing.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. So yeah, like you said, we've had that breakout as of right now. For me, I'm not acting on it as of right now because there are still some things that are indicating to me we could see a little bit of a pullback in the shorter term. But yeah, we'll get onto that in a moment.
Perfect. Well, look, so I just want to jump straight into this. I'm going to put us down here so you see more of it. This is just a quick overview of the markets. Let's have a look. Checking in what's happening. So generally the markets are up, volatility's down, risk assets are up, which is quite good. This, kind of I think is going to be more of a relief bounce. We'll see how it kind of fares kind of long term over the next couple of days. But two bits of news I want to bring to you from Bloomberg is that recession trades mount as Powell triggers rush to defensives. So this is, two defensive stocks and kind of away from the volatility stocks. And also cryptos are going to be involved in that as well. So this is just a general, it's not going to be that we're not seeing a lot more capital move out of traditional markets into crypto. This is still happening, by the way. Don't be fooled by, headlines like this. We are still seeing loads and loads of private equity move into crypto space. But in this kind of short term, we're seeing a high ratio of people kind of unsure about the recession. So moving into these defensive stocks. And also, as you can see from the second article, stock funds see exodus as recession fears grip investors. So this is people moving out of equity funds of 16.8 billion and 23.5 billion is exiting bonds. And then we see that we have, according to Bank of America, they said, citing EPFR global data, bonds saw redemptions of 23.5, and that exit is a redemption, while investors moved 10.8 billion to cash, which is actually very good because it means that the market is going to have a lot of cash when it thinks that there has been a bottom in the market. So as soon as that's priced in, we're going to see a very big move to the upside across all assets, and predominantly it's going to be those risky assets that are at such a discount, such as Bitcoin, and also moved a little bit into gold. So those are kind of the two kind of main things that I want to say about the overall state of the market. But, this is a slightly longer term. On the short term, we have some very, very good data that we're looking at now. And that's regarding Bitcoin's breakout, isn't it?
Yes. So if I just share my screen here, just quickly having a look here. I did mention in yesterday's stream about this triangle pattern which was forming. We had the resistance up here at the top and we had the support down here at the bottom. And we did, in fact, yesterday, break to the upside out of this triangle pattern. Then this morning, early on, we have, seen a nice bounce off of this previous resistance level, which is now going to act as support. So this is, ultimately good news for Bitcoin as of right now. But the only issue that I'm seeing here right now is that we're not getting enough volume for this breakout to, sort of be fully confirmed for me. And if we also take a look at the indicators, you can see that the RSI, that's sort of getting into the oversold area. We still have a little bit of room, but the stochastic RSI, the CCI, and the stochastic are all, very, very oversold. So what I would be looking for me to sort of act off of this breakout as of right now is I would like to see one more push to the upside, breaking above this white trend line here. If we can get above that, and then we see a slight pullback, which resets those indicators, and we see the bounce off that level, then I think, yes, we can go much higher, potentially to this resistance level up here. Now, this white trend line is very important. It's a very important resistance level because we have been rejected from it a number of times in the past. So this is what I want to see Bitcoin breaking above, just getting that last little push above this. The candle has only just opened. This candle, as of right now, it is on the 4-hour chart, so there is 3 hours and 40 minutes left of this candle. But if we can get that last push above here, use this as support, then bounce off of this support level, then I think that we are going to see a pretty big move up to this resistance level here, which has been used as previous resistance, a number of times in the past. So I'm looking at that there. Ethereum, we've also had a breakout as well. A little bit more volume on the Ethereum. So that's sort of indicating to me that we are going to hit my next target for Ethereum, which is $1,250 approximately. So we have had this breakout on the 4-hour of this white trend line here. You can see that previously we have used this as resistance, and when we were above it, we have used it as support as well. And when we did break above this level here, we did actually come straight up and test this $1,250 approximate level. So that's what I anticipate now for Ethereum. I do think that we are going to come up and test this level here. Now, this is a very, very strong resistance level on the 4-hour, so we do have to be careful. As you can see previously, many times we have been rejected at this level, so we need to watch out for that level. If we do break above this level, then of course we can use that as support, and then come up to this $1,400 level, which is a bit more visible on the daily chart. So if we look, when we broke above it here, we used it as support previously. And if we go back further, you can see resistance. So this is a very key level that I'm looking at for Ethereum as of right now. If we can break above this trend line on the 4-hour, then I think, the $1,400 level is a very realistic level for Ethereum. We are also forming a sort of head and shoulders pattern as well. You can say that we have broken above it, and we are sort of getting that increase in volume, which is great. That would give us an approximate target. If I take it from the neckline to the bottom, that would give us an approximate target of $1,500. So I think that target of around $1,400 that I have is a pretty likely target. So I am going to be keeping my eye on that. But I just want to see this $1,250 level be get that break above that level, because we have found so much resistance at that level. Taking a look at the indicators are indicating to me that we are in that overbought vicinity. So, we do need to have a reset on those indicators. Now, to get a reset on those indicators, I think, it's still possible that Ethereum can come and have that last little push up to this resistance level here, get a slight rejection from it, maybe back down to here, let the indicators reset, and then maybe we can move and break that level there. This is in the short term. So, if we can break these levels in the short term, I am going to be bullish. But, ultimately in the longer term, I am still quite bearish on Bitcoin. I do think we are in for some lows, which will ultimately, bring the price of Ethereum down as well. So I've just brought this chart up here as well. This is the Bitcoin 1-week chart. Now, I do have some new trend lines to show you on this chart as well. So previously, we have found support along this yellow support level here. Now, this is a new level that I have found, and it's also a very important level because previously it has signaled hidden bullish divergences. So we can see that price action has been going towards the upside on the price action chart. And then on the RSI, you can see that we have momentum towards the downside. This was between 2017 and 2018. So, pretty broad time frame. But when we did, form this hidden bearish divergence, we did have a massive move. So from the confirmation, we had a massive move from around, what was it? It was $4,000 approximately, all the way up to almost $14,000. So that is a huge move. And then, we had COVID hit, and that brought the price back down to around $4,000. But if we if we take this whole move, from that hidden bullish divergence, then that took us all the way up to that all-time high at $65,000. Now, why am I telling you this? Now, I'm telling you this because we are forming that same pattern as of right now. So if we take a look here, you can see the previous low from COVID back in 2020, this low here. We have that low there. Then we have a higher low up here. Now, this higher low, isn't sort of confirmed yet. But for us to break below this this low here, we would have to break $5,000. I don't think that's going to happen at all. So I do think this hidden bullish divergence will play out. Now, on the RSI, what we are seeing is the high here on the RSI, and then we're getting that lower low on the RSI here. So this is indicating to me that we are forming that that hidden bullish divergence. Now, it doesn't give us a signal of where the bottom is going to be. It just indicates that I think in the future a massive move is in play for us. But what I want to take a look at closer is this channel here and this this yellow line as well. So this yellow line and this channel, they sort of line up with my price target around $15,500 approximately, and this is sort of where I think that the price is going to find the bottom. Yes, I think there could be sort of a wick below these levels, but I don't think a break of these levels is going to happen. So maybe in October, that's when we sort of find the bottom for Bitcoin. Just looking at where these two trend lines sort of meet each other. So I think that could be a possibility. But there's a possibility that we could also, find that bottom a lot sooner. But looking at this channel as of right now, we can see that we have respected this very, very, very well. So at the top of the channel, we found lots of resistance. And at the bottom, we have found lots of support. And we are seeing a slight bounce off of this level as of right now. But previously, we have used this as resistance as well. So this is why I'm looking at this level as of right now. And I think in the short term, I think it's very likely for Bitcoin to see a shorter term a shorter term bounce off of this level, maybe up to sort of the mid range of this downwards trending channel, which could be around $25,000. Then from there we could see a potential rejection, taking us down to sort of that target I'll have of $15,500 approximately. I also want to show you the daily trend line that I found as well, which sort of correlates with this channel as well. So if we have a look, this green line here, this is the daily trend line I'm looking at. Now we have found perfect support and resistance at this level. So looking here again, lots of resistance. When we broke above this level, we found lots of support along this level. And as of right now, we have, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that we actually found perfect support along this level as well. So, all of these levels as of right now are very, very important levels. And they are levels I'm going to be keeping my eye on. They are sort of longer term levels I will be looking at. So we will, be going over this as the weeks and the months go on. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at in the short term. I think a shorter term sort of relief rally is something I'm looking at if we can break above this trend line here. But I do think this is going to sort of be a bull trap. I think we're going to sort of get this relief rally, and everyone's sort of going to think that we are in for that bull market again. But personally, for me, there is a lot more downside. There is something that I wanted to show you here. So this is the PI cycle bottom indicator, and what we're looking at is the blue and red lines. So the red line is the 150 EMA, so the 100 exponential moving average, and the blue line is the 471 smooth moving average. And what we can see in history, so back in sort of 2015, you can see that we flipped bearish, but this didn't signal more downside when we flipped bearish. This signaled a bottom, and then we saw consolidation at the bottom. Then we flipped bullish again, and then that's when the bull market started. Again, we saw this in 2019. So we flipped bearish. We had the bottom for Bitcoin. Then we had the consolidation. Then when we flipped bullish again, we had that massive move for Bitcoin, ignoring the COVID dump of March 2020. We did, all we had was price action towards the upside. And as of right now, we are very, very close to flipping bearish on the PI cycle. Now, once we flip bearish, then for me, I think that we are going to, have that bottom, but we are not flipping bearish as of right now. We still have a little bit further to go down for me personally before we find that bottom. And I think, that correlates perfectly with what I'm talking about, $50,500 being the bottom for me. And then we'll have consolidation around that area. I think, maybe between the $15,000 and $20,000 area. And then once we flip bullish on the PI cycle, then I think, that's when we are going to have that massive, massive bull market like we have the previous two times we have done it, like in 2019 and 2015. So this is just sort of long term, but shorter term, I think we are going to have that slight relief rally. But in the longer, in sort of the midterm, I think, more downside is pretty likely. Then we find that bottom, and then once we get that bottom and the PI cycle flips bullish again, then we can have those, massive, massive moves to the upside, and then potentially taking us back to all-time highs. But I think, this is going to take a while. So, maybe maybe towards the end of this year, we'll find the bottom, and then see that consolidation, and then the sort of at the very end of the year, maybe we can then see the price finally get some upside. But I think, this is going to take a while before we can, establish that bottom.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think, it does seem like those lines are about to cross over the 150 and the fourth, the red and the blue lines, the EMA and the SMA. So it does look like we're very close. But then the question on everyone's lips is, how long is it going to take of that consolidation at the lower levels in order to then go bullish? And I'm very similar. I think we're going to start seeing much more of a bullish sentiment towards the end of the year. I'm going to say end of November, beginning of December. That's when I think inflation will be under control. And I think that's then when people will start changing their minds. And then we'll begin to see money kind of flow into the more risky assets. Because like I said earlier, money is flowing into other assets right now. Bit of gold, bit of safety, bit of cash. But I think people are going to want to deploy the cash at some point very soon. And I'm going to say that's probably going to be towards that like November, December time.
Definitely.
I think how well that holds up. But no, I definitely agree. I think there's a lot of indicators, like long-term indicators, that are indicating that we're in for a little bit more pain, and then a bit of consolidation, and then the pump.
For me, that's 100% what is going to happen, because that's happened the past three bear markets. We know that we're in a bear market right now, so I think history is just going to repeat itself. And I just want to quickly bring up the Nasdaq chart as well. This is why we are seeing a pump in Bitcoin and Ethereum and sort of the crypto market right now, because we are seeing this pretty substantial bounce on the Nasdaq from the support level. I have been talking about ever since we saw this bounce, I have been telling you that I do expect us to come all the way up and test the resistance at the top of this falling wedge. Now, whether we break that or not, I am unsure. For me, I think personally we are going to see a rejection, because I do think there is some more downside for the traditional market and the crypto market as a whole. So I do think we're going to get a rejection here, maybe come down, test this support one last time before we then get that last bounce off this level. Then we can talk about breaking to the upside here. There is a possibility that we could break up here and then potentially use that as support and then continue to the upside. But for me personally, I think we are going to see a rejection, come back down, test the support. Just taking a quick look at Bitcoin again, we are, as of right now, testing that resistance level. So I will be keeping an eye on this and keeping you updated over on Twitter about this. So make sure you click the link in the description, head over to our Twitter and follow that, because I will be keeping you updated on this if we do break to the upside out of this level, which currently sits at $21,350 approximately.
There you have it, guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and also follow us on Twitter. And we will see you in tomorrow's stream and tell you exactly how this has progressed. And then obviously what our next thoughts are. So make sure you stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching.
Take care, guys.